Welcome back to another episode of Create Arcane Engineering. As you can see between episodes, I did a tad of expanding alongside adding these center support pillars with some lanterns for light. So, like last time, we've got a checklist to keep ourselves on track. We'll save that towards the end because I already worked on some off camera, but let's actually get started on making use of our cobblestone generator over there. Don't know why I turned it the complete wrong way, but this thing's been sort of humming away producing cobblestone for a while. I emptied it at one point, but probably we need to find more solutions than just that. 'Cause it did help get stuff to fuel the walls, but other than that, it's not done a whole lot. So, firstly, I'm gonna link these belts in to the stuff down here, which is really close to actually the endpoint. I wish I had made this farther down, but it's fine for the moment. So we can probably just tap into this, make one of the gears big, and then transfer it along. So let's start right there. Thinking that'll line up. We get our cogs. Oh yeah, and break all that. So that appears to be actually running at the correct, a good speed. Now we need to figure out where. Actually, no, first I need to make some more big cogs because we need to get rotational power to those. The grindstones. So, that's why I brought some wood. So I'm thinking I can probably do it like this. Have that. And we overstress the network. Guess a couple water wheels will only bring us so far, so. I pretty much have two options at the moment, which is either add to the water wheels, which we have down here, slowly turning, but there isn't really, actually, wait, water's continuing to go down, so I can build it just a whole second layer, and I could use a belt to connect them up. So let's get working on that. I'm gonna go see you in a second once I've grabbed a shovel, dug stuff out, and crafted the wheels to add. So, see you then. Okay, we are back. We're just under the wheels right now, but I'm gonna actually place that back because I forgot that I insta-mined dirt, which led to a bit of a destructive outcome. So now, just sort of gotta border off this, make sure the hole we dug was good. Oh, oh, just get stuck. And then I'm gonna okay. Trying to slowly remove the dirt from this. Okay. Okay, looks like everything is spinning. And time to go check. So we've got a stressometer over here. How much there is in the system, as well as clamping some things. Okay, so let's look at the stressometer. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to link them in. That may be a bit of a thing. They're spinning, not connected to anything though, so get why that would make it a bit of an issue. Okay, I'm taking power directly right there. So I can 100% just take the thing right there, take it right there. So we were chilling at 61% stress, which is, it's okay, but not ideal. Now we should be chilling around 30% since I linked in dub. And did not link in? Where did that go around? Hmm. Okay, yep, all of them are spinning. Now, there we go. So let's now check it after. Yeah, 30%. Pretty much exactly what I predicted. So if you're wondering why I voluntary exile, while I was building these walls, like one of the pillager groups showed up. They've got like one patrolling squad things is what I think they're called. But they just attacked me and they had a captain, and putting him out of his misery was quite easy. So let's. Oh, and those get even faster. I may not want to have them that fast. Because that will be overproducing based on the needs. So I'm actually going to like that. And I'll have it go off these normal cogs so it doesn't get too fast. And since it isn't speed dependent, it'll be fine. I also have andesite casing with me actually, so this can get boxed up so I don't fall into them. And I'll box me here too. So now we've got this one. This will produce sand because first grindstone will turn the cobble into gravel. Then it will head in. This one will grind it again, turn into sand. But these two at the moment will just collect gravel. We don't really want gravel. So we can we can either wash or smelt them, which is what we did at the old base. Well, we're gonna do both. firstly, thing I'm thinking of is I can stagger them, making one have to be right bordering this log, which already gives it a nice little wall to go off of. So let us place like that. Oh, I keep forgetting what I bound my backpack to. That won't be too bad. Sort of make sure everything gets passed through. But for that, we'll simply have a bar. That one doesn't need it since it's overlapping that. But we're gonna have this one be the water. It's just easiest. My little bar got stolen. Good thing is I'm just gonna use gravel. Build it up. So now we place the water right there. And it had an open side, so it'll close up. Luckily it only broke torch. I can run back over here and see if I can make an iron bar. Yeah. Oh, I do have nuggets, so let's get those in. That's 6. Therefore, it means more bars. Sorry for a little pause, but I have to take a sip of my drink. So now we just seal that off. And we seal that off. We have a nice, really odd situation. So I'm gonna pick this up so I can place the fan, and I'll place it back down. So washing it can get us 2 results. Iron nuggets or flint. We'll just store both for now, but also I'm going to swap out this chest for item vaults, so they can hold much more. And since we're storing 2 options, we need a filter. So I think 20 is the clear one. Yep. Now we also need to gather the supplies. So we need to filter sand for the one that grinds twice. Iron nuggets need to be filtered for one of them. We've already got a flint, so we don't need to grab one of those. And andesite. So in this filter, we just chuck in flint and iron nuggets, which makes it to where it won't be able to enter this until it is either flint or nugget. And since this one is like that, we can make that andesite, and we can make this one sand. Now all that we have left is grabbing a brass funnel from my bag and checking things on. I should probably link this one in, but that also may be an issue. I don't have power to these, so what I'm thinking I can do is I've got some gears running just beside it. I will just do that. And off this I can probably make one that will go off this better. That gets these at fast speed, but it's just 2 fans and the correct speed. What that means, got ourselves a nice little system. Got results, iron nuggets, flint, and all the good stuff. Let me quickly steal these away so I can replace them with pretty long item vaults. And I can check these into our little storage over here. Just a giant item vault. But now we've actually got this producing an output for honestly not much more room used. But I do not have the logs on me to finish that support beam, which I think would look a tad better than what's currently there. And this is also probably giving pretty much equal proportions to what we want, because we want andesite the most. So, that's pretty much all for this little segment. And I'm probably going to create a little area over here to, whenever the train comes by, I'm gonna have to build a rail up, but I'll probably have a station over on hanging off this side, and I'll take the mineral and some other stuff to mm, take the andesite and turn it directly into uh, alloy. I was blanking on what it was called for a second. Yeah, but soon these should start filling. But it took us way too long to actually set this up, because I was an idiot and didn't think of this till just now. So, now, let's see what all we got to do. Since we're pretty much recreating the first chapter, we need to get a mineral tree farm, which I remember as being decently annoying. That's why I just have a normal tree farm and not actually farming any mineral, because of how that sapling tree is. But now that we've got the technology, we can make it faster, stronger, and whatever else we need it to be. So, didn't even finish these. That's why this isn't... I'm actually going to pin these. See, not this one. I'll finish this one sometime. So that's just a guide to getting more andesite. The andesite that we're automating at the moment. So, we need to get storage drawers, because those are very simple storage, which I never actually bothered to get, but I should have the stuff to get. Oh, I'm there we go. So, see, I'm gonna, yeah, functional drawers. And click off that, and let's see. Yep, we've 100% got this. Out drawer. And the configuration tool. And we're just missing an emerald, so let's check. I still do have bad omen. Oh, that's infinity. So do I go start a raid? I could probably beat a raid, but firstly, for that out, let's give myself a shield after I make some iron, because I have it all in nuggets, because I was making like lanterns a little while back. So just toss that in, then we make a shield, and we actually get combat on this channel, which is pretty much the most anti-combat you can get. So I know there's a village around here. Yeah, that's a village. Let's see if I can find any other villages, because I actually don't even really want to complete a raid. So I may just go over to that village to go get rid of the bad omen. And then I'm gonna run to another village that's a bit a ways. So I'll see you once I've summoned a raid at that village. Actually, no, I'll let you all see that. It's also right here. Ooh, it's fancy. They do. Honestly, a raid would actually be pretty easy, especially like first phase, since I think it was only first level of Bad Omen. So I actually have not completed a raid in like years. So let's see where the Nope, I think that was just the first wave, pretty much. So guess we're doing a raid today. Let me actually double check the mine. Okay, I've got a decent amount of fuel left. So I do not want to run out of fuel mid-fight. I let him charge up and fire. And he only got one shot on me. Okay, I saw like a gray sheep and it made me think that it was a raider for a second. So let's ring the spell again. I know that like it'll show the position of if there's like only one left. Oh yeah, I've got the funny stone which makes me like sink very fast. I have just a tad more reach than him, and he's slow. So only like one enemy left. Or two. Wherever they are. I may just be blind. So I do not see any raiders. Give me just a second to find him. I'll see you in a second once I've murdered him. Oh, no, but found one. Found one. that was second phase of the raid. So, unless the bar is like seems empty, but I don't know. Ooh, and he dropped an emerald. So, goodbye. They fulfilled their entire purpose. I got an emerald as a drop, so I don't actually even care about them. So, yeah, just gonna head south. I'll see you back at base, even though it's not far away. Okay, we are back at base in the menu. So we need the configuration tool, which allows us to do some nice things with the drawers. But that lets us complete that because I'm a perfectionist. And we can now regrab our drawer. Actually, was it? It was shelf. I've got no clue. Let's do add function. I'll just remake it. I may have ended up in my backpack or somewhere like that. Or just dropped, I don't know. But these are really nice because I can set them to hold a specific item. But I can also, like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, so I can tell it tied to mount. I know there's something I can do that makes it, like, draw from side, like, puller and pusher upgrades. Yeah, right click in a GUI to change direction. So those are actually pretty cheap. So let's add puller and pusher upgrade. This is just will allow us to transfer things later easier. This is totally a sidetracked thing, but I'll let those wait for later. And night will soon be upon us. What? Uh, Apparently something I did give me the award of the configuration tool that I already have. So I think it's late enough, but it made use of our cobble generator, so we can check that off the list. So building a door and second floor stuff is next on the list. Don't think we're actually even quite needing second floor yet, because that'll actually requires expanding the walls to fully loop around this area, which they don't do yet. They can soon, but I can just cut to that, but I won't at the moment. I'm fine with what we've got. But so for a door, I want to make this a bit fancier than whatever I had last time. So I'm thinking using some create stuff. For some reason it wasn't wanting to show stuff. Yeah, but I can create like sequential gear shifts, allow me to like tell something to move a certain way and move back a certain way. And mechanical bearings, let me adjust stuff. Well, let the turning actually happen. But so I'm deciding whether I want to have it open like this way or like that way. if you get what I mean. I also need glue, so yeah, we've got a couple in here. But it pretty much means I'm gonna take away that side. Gonna add something which pretty sure I can trigger this with any redstone signal, so I could do just a button. I've already got some buttons, but I'll take the maple one since it's closest to wood as not wood, closest to stone as I can get. So we've got sequential gear shift, the mechanical bearing, and we've got our wall segments. Pretty much I just need to get rotational power to this. Probably the best method for that would actually be a belt. If I have any. Let me see if I have the stuff to make one. Yep, don't know how they ended back up in there, but I've got it back now, so it's fine. And I have wood, so I can make myself the big cogs. And some little cogs, since I think they got put away as well. So let's first figure out getting rotational power from there to like here. I think no, you are. Encased drives, I'm thinking will actually be good use here. Rotational direction doesn't matter since I can change it anyway. And that's it. No, I can. I don't know what I'm doing. So, I don't know, yeah, I can. Yeah, that just works. So now I just need to, instead of doing it, I can just shift this over by 1. So then, okay, it's got power now. So this, I can make it turn right angle. Have it like that. Now we just need to press the button and watch. Okay. This probably is actually going a tad fast. So I'm gonna add a delay. And also it reverses the main speed we want. So I will put 20 ticks, i.e. 1 second, before it activates, and I'll 2 seconds before, 5 seconds before it moves again. Yeah. It'll be more easy to see with actually having stuff there. So I am going to see what actually wood types I can make in this. Actually, no, this is a stone cutter, doesn't work. So off to Chipped we go and see which one of their benches we use, which probably carpenter. Yep. Carpenter. Just needs one axe. Done. And carpenter's bench. Easy as that. right there. Spruce planks. I'm thinking I'll do box. It's probably connected one, so I don't know if it'll break or not. Actually, no, it isn't a connecting one. It's just kind of odd. It's not in there. Hewn looks pretty good. Actually, vertical rails as well. Sort of just. It's a design that doesn't need to connect, but still looks pretty good. Okay. There's no means. Yep. Waste 5 seconds. Yeah. That is a bit long, and it's way too fast. So I'm gonna make that delay be like 5 ticks. So since this is just a long stretch, I can break this. Set it down. So that should be a quarter of the last speed. So, oh, don't want glue. It's nice. Okay, so that looks pretty nice, but yeah, I'm unsure how I like this turning. See, I know what I'm gonna do. Trying to remember. Yeah, okay, that's how I eliminate it. Hmm. I could just like, oh yeah, I can't include this in it. I can set it to only place when anchor destroyed, which will, so if I increase that to like 10 seconds, I will have time to replace that wall before it returns. So, stone. Let's just grab a fresh stack of that. There these are. Okay. So it looks very normal. And I don't get the weird you can look through walls type thing. It does give a bit of shading weirdness, but that's due to light. But I forgot I left it on that 10 times. So I figure 3 seconds is a good delay. I'm gonna actually turn it down to 85. So it's not quite open, but all the way you can still tell that it's a, oh, it's separate. I just got locked out. I think it's about the perfect speed, so we can cover up all the floor shenanigans. That was hard, except I need to actually be able to access the thing. Luckily, there are redstone links, which let power be transmitted through, like, wirelessly. And I'm also going to make myself another button. So I have actual stone, so I can make a stone button. So I've made that. I'll put stone button as bottom, maple button as top, and make that a transmit. So what I can do is then place the second one right here, maple top, like that. Then place that button. That powers that. But there's also that, so since redstone can go through walls, and you're only able to put power into it while this is closed, so it's looking quite nice. So I think this will be the end of the episode. We've gotten some nice progress done with that getting some use, and eventually, oh, didn't even realize I forgot these things weathered. So these are keeping up rather nicely. So I will see you next episode, where we'll use the resources we're making now, improve the infrastructure, and maybe expand it a bit bigger. But thank you for watching. I will see you next time.